Technology finally decided to work. That's great. Anywho, it is, oh my, it is what, April, May? It's May 4th, May 22nd. I know what I'm talking about. It's Friday. It's Friday. That's my excuse. I'm going to say it's Friday. That's why it's going off the rails. Anyway, what is up, everybody? Hopefully everything has gone well for you today, because, well, this has been a bit chaotic for me, but that's okay. Anyway, it is Friday. Memorial Day weekend is upon us. Hopefully folks have big, exciting plans to enjoy the 3 days off, like staying inside and staying safe and just not having to worry about work for a couple of days. That sounds really nice, doesn't it? But what do people have planned? Are people going to be venturing outside and staying safe distance away from everybody, but still maybe doing something? I'm trying to pull up the... Well, I guess I realize that it's temporarily closed. It's fine. Well, I was trying to pull up the movie times at the local AMC theater, but they just keep saying they're closed. No, that they can supposedly open. So maybe movie theaters aren't going to open up around here, which is probably not a bad idea. But again, I feel like they'd get a lot of business because, well, it's Memorial Day weekend, and it's supposed to be kind of crummy. And folks can't do some of the normal stuff that they would do on Memorial Day weekend. So let's go see a movie in an enclosed space. But maybe they're not going to open it up. Who knows? But my call, that's fine. They'll figure something out. And if they don't, well, that's okay. But what have people been up to so far on Friday? How has work been going for everyone? I got up and made a butter bread this morning. It was quite yummy. I set it out overnight to rise and thaw, and it got, I mean, those things aren't like huge. It's like a nice, like smallish loaf of like French bread kind of thing size, like in a freezer pack. When you get it, that thing gets really big, and then you bake it, and it's wonderful. Got the cherry flavor, and I like it a lot. So I've got that to work on for the rest of the weekend as well. Otherwise, I've been doing a bit of work as well. Got an objection from California, super duper fun. Not really one that's actually concerning about, oh hey, whatever you're doing is wrong, or we don't agree with like the indication that you're doing, but it's more of a, hey, do you really want to take this rate because COVID? So we'll see what happens there. But I don't know if that's entirely something within my decision-making level. So hopefully somebody else will make that, because like I don't, and again, it's a broader picture kind of thing. Look at our portfolio, look at stuff at like accounts. It's like, okay, do we really need to be concerned about taking 4 to 5% in California on commercial property, and how do people feel about it? Kind of wait and see how that goes. But what are people's plans? Come on, you gotta have something planned. I mean, even if you're just sleeping in 3 days in a row, that'll hopefully be kind of nice. The birds have been really loud around here, so I don't know how much I'll actually sleep in. They'll probably wake me up at some point, so that won't be great, but that's okay. Get up and enjoy the time off. Just be able to relax, not have to worry about that stuff. Ooh, I am excited about, well, I guess it's Friday, so I don't know if, I guess I could like shoot Dave an email or something, but we got our engagement survey results yesterday, like at a company-wide. This is definitely something I can talk about. I had something else too, but we'll talk about this first. Engagement survey. This was, I feel like we didn't take it that long ago either. Also, am I really dark? It looks like I'm really dark. Maybe I need to fix that. So, where are we going? We'll go to, you know what, we'll open up, we'll go with Kurt. So we're gonna make, that might be too bright, but I don't know. We're gonna find out. So, but yeah, we got stuff from Kurt. Again, they're saying this is supposed to be the highest we've ever achieved in the 11 years since we filled it out. And take into account that we are working from home during a pandemic. So, okay. And it might be, it's like, okay, it's a bit of a new change, and we are feeling a bit more engaged in our work because it's a shift in terms of how we handle it, how we do it. A little bit of a change, not a huge change, not something like radical where it's like, okay, we're completely tearing down and rebuilding the way we do insurance. We're not doing that, but it's just it's a bit of a change in terms of, okay, now you have to be kind of figuring out how to work it from home. That's going to be a bit more engaging in itself. So maybe that's part of it. And okay, if there's those kind of things that we need to keep in mind as we move forward, that's great. Yeah, just slight changes, just making people kind of reconsider how they work and stuff at times. Maybe that does engage them more and lead to better results on the survey. But I think a big takeaway is, you know what? It's like the company is working from home. And that's probably been a positive for a lot of people. So probably not something that we want. Again, and that's part of it. Like, okay, yeah, we are probably a bit more flexible to working from home for folks. But like I think a lot of people are comfortable with it. It's eased their anxiety a bit about all what is going on because like they're not having to worry about coming into the office, or they're not having to be separated from whatever kind of other responsibilities they might have, whether it's kids, they're caring for parents, or caring for some other kind of relative. They can all just kind of be within the house. So it's being able to work from home is one less thing that they could get exposed to, that they are just not having, like, there's no commute that they're worrying about right now. It's probably made it a little bit easier just to be more engaged with your work. So moving forward, I think this is something that we definitely could try to take to our own individual leaders and discuss. I think it's highlighted that it's like, yeah, if you can, and if this had been for like 1 or 2 weeks where you're getting a lot of the ad hoc stuff and people are setting up temporary desks like on a dining room table or something, I think it would have been different. But after like those first couple of weeks where it's like, no, this is going to be for a little bit, people probably like okay, we need to figure out some way to make this work for a period of time. So whether that's just, okay, you know what, we're going to get a table somewhere and just make that be a desk, even if it's just like one of those little card tables and stuff, and you have like, okay, a couple of monitors, laptop, keyboard, go. But just like setting up a space doesn't have to be anywhere. Like nice doesn't have to be, I mean, you've seen the offices that some of the O-Suite people have. Nothing like that. It doesn't even really need to be just a space somewhere. And then being able to like, okay, go to that space and transition into, okay, I'm here, my work computer is on, it's time to work. Stuff like that. Maybe that's just gone better, and maybe not having coworkers around to like pop by for just random chats about something not really related to work has helped with productivity. Yes, sometimes it's, oh, hey, you go over to somebody's desk to ask them a question about work, but we can still do that through IMs. And it keeps seeming like they're trying to spin up more and more with Teams, and that may have been accelerated. So maybe Teams will pop up and you'll have a little bit more of that. So I think, especially like in looking at our group, I don't think there's been a fear of, okay, are we IMing people too much? Are we reaching out like too frequently during the work hours? And we're lucky where we've got just people in Eastern and Central time zones within our group. And like if you're working with the Western region, you have folks over in the Pacific time zone. So okay, that's been fine. We're not trying to juggle people kind of throughout the country, or throughout the world, where it's like, okay, you've got people who are on a bunch of different time zones. That would make it a little bit more difficult, but there also doesn't feel like there's been any kind of, okay, if Dave is working, like if Dave is working until 3 his time and then takes a few hours off to spend time with the kids, family, whatever, and then like 8 till 9:30 his time, he's going through stuff and I've gotten an email from him or something, there's no obligation for me to have like to know that I get the email until the next morning. And it helps that our work is not that urgent, but being able to think, okay, we can step away when we need to and then come back, because again, it is here. We don't have to worry about, oh, hey, I'm going to go into the office for 7 hours and then I have to go somewhere else for a kid or for a doctor's appointment or for something. And then it's going to be kind of difficult to go back into the office because it's 7:30 at night and it's dark and it's kind of creepy and stuff. And like, I don't know how many people have gone back to their offices after like 7:30. It's weird. It's dark. There's like nobody there. So going back and trying to do like work then in the office would be strange. But if you're home and it's like, okay, no, I know that, okay, because of this, I'm not able to do 8 to 10 hours straight. But I can take that break and come back and do work for another hour, 90 minutes, 2 hours. And it's in the same place that I would have done the other 6. It's the same place that it's not weird that there's nobody else around, or the lights still are on and they're not going to turn off on me because I'm not moving around. It's my house. I control my lights, stuff like that. So I think that's been a good thing, and is definitely something that I could see taking advantage of at times. It's like, you know what? There's something I need to go do. The store is open until like 5 or something, or only like open till like 4:30. So it's like, okay, I need to go there and I can come back and get the work done afterwards, because it's okay if I don't necessarily get it in by 5 o'clock. More just, okay, I've gotten it in. I'm not responding to an objection is different, but getting something out there is good, and being able to still commit to that time is good, even if it's not a truly traditional work schedule. Whether or not we move to, okay, I want to try to work 10 until 6. I mean, or 10 until 7. That's probably doable, but I mean, it feels like our department works a little bit earlier than others, but working from home gives at least that possibility, and it removes and working from home and being aware of that and developing some sort of culture with that. And again, Kurt's talked about, okay, the importance of the nationwide culture. Well, it's like part of that culture is communication and developing an understanding within your team, your department, your group that you work with, that, hey, these are going to, like, you can set up your Outlook calendar to reflect when you are in and out of the office. You can communicate with the people that you need to, saying, hey, this is how this is going to work for now, for this week, whatever. And I don't think any of us are that unreasonable to demand different work hours from somebody other than ourselves. So having that understanding and knowing that, okay, there are these certain times where we do or do not have the ability to communicate with someone because they're not online, that's fine. You just need to be aware of that and communicate that. There's probably some sort of stigma. It's like, oh, we're not, like, there's people who are really a fan of the office culture, and are we alienating them by like working from home and not being around them in the office? I think I'd rather have people each be able to work in their best environment where they are most productive and comfortable, than pigeonholing any group of people into the situation where they're not comfortable if they don't have to be. Pandemic, stuff like this, excluded. This is a reason to work from home and stuff like that. So I had engagement survey. Oh, hey, we're doing really well. That's great. And does Kurt's email say how many people responded? The CFO's Thresher's email might have. But I think, and I mean, Kurt goes on and says, like, it's not about the score, it's about the conversation. Yes. And the score is good and all, but not 5.0. There's always going to be room for improvement. I think any sort of workplace dynamic shift like this is going to require communication, good conversations about this stuff, understanding what we do and do not have access to, what we can do to better work together as a group. So hopefully these scores that our leaders get can promote conversations, can encourage discussion about like, okay, we did really well in terms of we received recognition. That's great. Other times it's like, okay, we don't necessarily feel like we've got all the tools to do our job. Part of that is, yeah, okay, we're working from home. That might not be the case. But if we're going to move to a more like permanent work from home, it's like, okay, we need to figure out what do we really need to accomplish that. There's an opinion piece that I saw. It's like work from home is great for now, but like anything, having long exposures to it may, what can start out as an exciting new way of doing things can have negative effects that may only become apparent after wide adoption and long-term use. That can be the case for anything. So kind of wait and see. And the author lists a few different like issues. Further encroachment on the workplace on home life. We work to set boundaries. We do it within we set boundaries in terms of, okay, no, you figure out your schedule, and other people may email you, but if you're not online and it's email, it's not going, it's like, there's an understanding, it's like, okay, if none of the work that you're doing is this urgent, and communication is going to be there, and we'll figure it out when we get back online. We're not going to just completely ignore something. There's a whole, we can get into the discussion of email versus IM communication, stuff like that. It's fine. But setting up, okay, this is how it works. If I send someone an email outside of like these hours, know that I do not expect a response until the next business day. It's like if I log on or something over the weekend and say something, like I understand, it's like, wait, we're not going to get any, I don't need a response until at least Tuesday. So I was addressing this when I was able to, and I'm understanding that Tuesday is really the earliest time where we would expect to be able to do so, unless you're going to be out of the office, which you then set up a message for, and it's going to be fine. David's question, if we move 100% to work from home, should I move to Florida? Do you really want to move to Florida, though? I don't know if Florida is like the place to move to. If you were like beaches and that kind of stuff, that's fine. But in that case, why not move to California? So it's like, why Florida? But yeah, it's like the discussions to have there are plenty, and whether or not so encroachment of workplace on home life. Set boundaries. Properly communicate. There is zero expectation for you to work more hours, stuff like that. It's like, do what you need to do to get your work done. If working from home, you could, yeah. Like, okay, if you're going to work from home, there's going to be an expectation that you have a quiet office with high-speed internet, secure file cabinets, and a computer that is more than capable for casual use, scanner and printer, and office supplies. That depends on the role. I don't think we need a secure filing cabinet right now. And again, we've got laptops. Most folks are probably trying to use laptops now, so that would be provided. There's no expectation that you're going to use your personal computer for this. especially in insurance, like any kind of like personal information, identifiable PII. We're not going to be able to access that on our personal computers. That's fine. Company will figure that out. A quiet, private home office. You have a space. It doesn't need to be quiet and private. Then you figure out how to manage when you need to be on a call. And you understand the ability of muting your own microphone when you're on a call. It's not a difficult thing. Like, it's very easy to do. And it manages a lot of it, and you have no idea where people might be because of that. Like, I've heard some birds on calls. Like, okay, this person's outside. That's kind of cool. But yeah, if people are on mute and then just unmute when they talk and then remute, you have no idea where they are, and that's perfectly fine. They're still able to do their job. You're able to do your job. If you are working from home, I mean, I use a printer for like exam stuff in the office most of the time. We don't print much stuff off. So yeah, if I'm not going to the office, I could see purchasing a printer on my own. Okay, that's fine. Not gonna, yeah. Other people will probably use it more, and I think companies would identify, okay, that's an issue. How are we going to address it? Removing geography as a constraint to employment might level the playing field. Isn't that what we want? As somebody who's like on the Des Moines actual recruiting committee, wouldn't we want to be able to recruit people from other than just Des Moines or Central Iowa or Iowa in general or Columbus or areas like that? Wouldn't we want to be able to like say like, oh, hey, there are a bunch of talented candidates in Texas. I guess we're keeping the San Antonio office, but Texas, and Texas is a big state. Maybe they don't want to move to San Antonio. There are options that we have. It's opening up the possibility of offering positions to more people, bringing in more talented people to the company. I feel like this is a good thing. If we're concerned about having people working from other countries, I think it's, again, up to each company to figure out how they want to like what kind of hire. The company will figure out. This opens up stuff, and it's like, oh, hey, we aren't just going to be hiring from a few locations. That's probably a good thing, and the company can work to kind of plan around this. There's this one that's just so. The article raises a lot of good things to consider, but they're not reasons not to work from home. It's very much, okay, yes, this could be something that comes up. The office supply stuff, the encroachment on home life. You raise awareness of it within your group, within your company, and you work to address it. Corporations are perfectly capable of adjusting. Some of them will be more hamstrung and wishy-washy about doing it. I don't think Nationwide is one of those. And I think even if the company may not be very quick to adjust for these kind of things, we as a group should still be able to do so, because yes, we want to be able to say, okay, yes, there's a lot of working between parts of the company and we interact with lots of different people, but at the same time, we are our own independent organization and should be able to at least address some stuff internally. And that can spread to other parts of the company then. If we think, okay, commercial actuarial, we're going to be like email, like we're going to try to work to be more diligent about, okay, no, something is a little more important. Maybe we do IM instead of just email. And email becomes something, it's okay, no, it's maybe a bit more formal, or if it's just not needing a response right away, that's fine. We're understanding of that. Or we've got the work from home stuff and we are aware of it and we make it work. That's fine, and that can percolate to other parts of the company. This whole situation is an opportunity for groups within the company to figure out what works for them and not necessarily wed themselves to a single idea that the entire company will do. This has demonstrated the flexibility of Nationwide. This has demonstrated the flexibility of a lot of the people who work for Nationwide. So take advantage of that. People probably have lots of ideas of this. And I don't think we should be quick to jump into any one thing, whether it's okay, no, we should move to 100% work from home and not really think about it. Versus, oh no, we need everybody back in the office. Yes, there's a lot of stuff going on, but we have time now, given the situation, because okay, there isn't a rush to get everybody back, because that's not safe. So let's talk through some of these things. Let's think about, okay, what pros and cons, what problems do we see running into? His last point on here is inappropriate comments in emails and IMs, and how the company may have increased legal liability because more communication is done that way. That's a good thing. If it's more likely to be like noticed, recorded, whatever. Because we shouldn't, those comments, there should be no inappropriate comments being made. That shouldn't happen. So this promotes a higher level of credibility and it's like accountability. It's like, wait, it's right there. There's no way we're not going to like know about it. Mackenzie's right. Paper trails are super helpful. So this is, and I don't think there's been any less communication because we've done this and we're communicating through that. So it exists. It's easy to use. And again, okay, it's a possibility. Whoop-de-doo. Again, this is something that could be a problem, but we can address it and we can alleviate it. There's always going to be people who put inappropriate comments and stuff. This is true. Some people just are dumb. But now we can make sure we've recorded their dumbness and act accordingly. So, like, yes, they're recorded on Slack, Zoom, whatever. That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I mean, I think some of the, and like a bunch of all the training stuff that we have, the ability to record that, that's a good thing. Instead of, oh, hey, we're all going to go to a conference room, we're going to talk about it, and then that'll be the training. You might not remember everything. Being able to go back and record stuff is great. Teams has got, like, it's permanent stuff. It's there unless it's like actively deleted and you still get like the audit trail and stuff and IT can go find it. So it's there. The emails are there. All of that stuff is there so you can go back and reference it. The importance of interacting face-to-face, it exists, but not everybody learns that way. Not everybody learns everything they need to on the first time. Let them have the resource. That's why SharePoint is there, to be able to go back and find stuff. That's how I found some stuff for crime. It was like you look up job aids and stuff that other people have made instead of trying to find somebody who might know what to do and be able to have them tell you. No, just go. There's a job aid out there that's got written instructions. This is good. All the OneNote stuff that we have out there, that's wonderful. So, yeah. As I read more and more of this, it was more like, okay, this is something good to think about, but this is not a reason not to. And again, I'm super excited to see what happens with Teams partially because like, well, the problem is if we start using that to video chat, I need to move my laptop. So that's a bit of a problem. Or maybe we get webcams. Once webcam prices go back down, we just like, okay, you know what? If you don't have a headset that you're comfortable using, I've got my gaming one. I think that's fine. And I'm not going to be on calls 8 hours a day, so that's fine. But if we're we're going to try to encourage to use videos. Well, I mean, my background is fine. You've seen it. I mean, I would turn, again, this personal computer. I'd probably try to center my work camera a little bit more. It's kind of boring behind me, but being able to have a fun little background, that'd be fun. Get a bunch of different little ones, even if it's just, I mean, you don't get anything like super distracting or something, but I've seen a bunch of them posted about like Miller Park and Lambeau Field and all that stuff. Like, you know, having a rotating collection of those, That'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of exciting. And it's also like if you do that in a huddle, it's a conversation. You learn more about people. Okay, there's a reason they probably chose that background. What was it? It's an opportunity to learn about folks in a way that, we don't. I mean, yes, you might have photos or something on your cube, but like, okay, choosing a background, there's a reason each people probably chose them. So again, this is the 40th one of these that I've been doing. So it's like, this has worked just fine for 10 weeks, whatever. I think it'll be able to continue working for, here in a moment, we've got at least another 4 weeks probably. That's fine. We're going to be just fine. Yeah. But we are well now past the 45-minute mark. We should let everybody get back to work, get back to lunch, get back to whatever. Hopefully everybody's Memorial Day weekend is good. Remember, we do not have work on Monday. Don't work on Monday unless you absolutely have to. Unless you absolutely need to get something done. Don't. It can wait. Enjoy the 3-day weekend. Enjoy the unofficial start to summer. Or whatever. Go outside if it's decent weather. It's supposed to rain a bunch here. I'm not super excited about that. It's only Saturday. It's supposed to be nice. Okay. Let's see what happens. But go do something. Go take a walk. Go sleep in a couple of days. Enjoy the weekend. It's been a long time coming where we've had like a 3-day weekend of some kind. So go enjoy it. Go relax, everybody. We'll be back on Monday or Tuesday. We'll be back on. See, I'm not even used to it. We'll be back on Tuesday. We'll figure it out. No. But until then, again, everybody have a wonderful weekend. As always, remember to wash your hands and stay safe out there. I'll talk to you on Tuesday, I think. We'll say Tuesday. If it changes, it'll change, but that's fine. Talk to you guys on